Okay, so the Marvel Star Wars #2 issue just dropped today, February 4th, and I just finished reading it, and I am completely torn right down the middle as to whether this was good or bad. And before I get into it, this is going to be spoiler review, so just heads up if you haven't read it or if you don't plan on reading it, then go ahead and listen to this. So in the first issue of the new Marvel Star Wars comic series, in the very last page, we see Vader and Luke face off, and I believe Obi-Wan tells Luke to run. But yeah, and I heard some different people say, something I really agree with is, wait a minute, this happens before Empire Strikes Back, so this would mean that whenever they face off in Empire Strikes Back, that wouldn't be the first time, to cross sabers. That, I don't know, there's something, you're taking away something from that possibly, if this isn't really well done, or just the fact that it's being done at all. I don't know, I just don't know how I feel about it, as I've heard some other people say. And now to get to the positives, the comic overall was great. It had that same feel. I could literally hear the voices of the characters as I was reading it, because the dialogue is so it's almost too much like the characters. Like, it's almost like give me something new. I mean, I'm not really saying that, but that I'm just to drive home the point that the dialogue is really well written, to a point where you can really hear, like, oh yeah, that's exactly how that character would talk to that character, And they even use a lot of the phrases, the same phrases that they used in the original trilogy, wherever possible. So, like that, don't like that, doesn't really matter. It's the characters, and they're really well written either way. But yeah, back to Vader and Luke. I mean, they get into, a short but a serious lightsaber battle, and I still can't process it. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Part of me thinks that's really cool, and they're expanding on the story. And Vader kind of says to him, you're no Jedi. What are you doing with that saber? And then he even force grabs the saber away from him, and then he goes, wait, this saber, I know this saber, this used to be, and then right before he can say mine, or Anakin's, or whatever he was going to say, then then this gets to the part that I like. Han basically drives an AT-AT Walker through the battle, and right on top of Vader's head, and then of course Vader uses the Force to stop it from crushing him. So that was cool, and there was really good banter back and forth between Han and Leia inside of the AT-AT. So that all was fine, and that all was really well done. But I just can't quite make up my mind if this added something to Empire Strikes Back, and that first, or what we thought was the first lightsaber battle between Vader and Luke, or if it kind of takes a little bit away from it. I just can't decide. So I really want you guys to comment below and let me know what you think. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of ads in this one, and it's already pretty thin, so it wasn't a real long comic. So there isn't a whole lot to the story other than that. But yeah, I just really want to know what your guys' takes on that is. Does them having faced off before Empire Strikes Back change anything? I know one thing for certain. If you're going to do that, you really got to be careful about the way you write it, and make sure it lines up exactly with all the dialogue in Empire Strikes Back. Make sure that you don't say anything in here that's going to conflict with what they say to each other there. So I don't know. You guys please read it and let me know what you think. I'm going to try to get online later and read some more reviews and just see what the general consensus is about them getting into a lightsaber battle before Empire Strikes Back and that becoming canon. now. So yeah, I'm really curious because my brain can't process it. I just don't know how I feel about it. I mean, ultimately, it's gonna be okay. I mean, it's not midi-chlorian level stupid. It's not, it's not Jar Jar. It's not gonna ruin the comic series, And it was a relatively short battle. I think they touched sabers once or twice, and then Vader grabbed it from him. But yeah, so like I said, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, may the Force be with you.